Hey everyone,
Um,
today we have another live stream. Is this day is outside the norm. It's not usually on Wednesday because we have an occasion. Today we have Tom Gastel. He's the president of Architectural Society of Architectural, of American Society of Architectural Illustrators, and we have Fabio Palvelli. We all know him. Fabio is going to introduce Tom, and I will be here as a listener, and I will prepare my questions and ask them both. Thank you, Tom, for joining. Thank you, Fabio, for joining.
Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Tom, for taking the time. So before we continue, one quick plug. These shows are possible just thanks to your support for all the activities that we do at the Business of Archviz, all the consultations, the workshops that we organize. This gives us the possibility of creating such free content for you. Today, as Anis already mentioned, we have a special guest, and this might be a great opportunity, especially for the youngest designers coming into the industry. Tom is going to talk a little bit about the competition that they are launching. This is a yearly competition. I have known a lot of people that used platforms like ASAI to propel their career. It's a very good idea to submit your work to such competitions. Tom, it's an incredible pleasure to have you here today from Tokyo, actually, correct?
Yes.
This is the first time that I talk to somebody who's doing visualizations from Tokyo, from Japan. Can you give us a little bit of a sort of like introduction about yourself? Because I guess you have an interesting story.
Yeah, so I'm an architectural illustrator now, but I actually studied and then I was an architect, licensed architect in America for about 13, 14 years. And then I transformed into more of an architectural illustrator. I graduated from the Rhode Island School of Design Architecture Department in America. And after graduation, I moved to San Francisco, and then I moved to be closer to my family in Boston. And then I worked for one of the top architectural illustrators in America in Boston, Frank Casatino, who actually
He's the founder, right?
Society of Architectural Illustrators in 1986.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So 1986. That means that the society's been around for more than 40 years. No, not yet. Next year.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you end up in Tokyo?
Well, it's kind of an interesting story. So after I left Frank's office in Boston, I worked for myself. And then I was a member of ASAI, and I received just like a mass emailing about this job opportunity at Nikken Sekkei in Tokyo. So of course I applied like right away, and I got a response within 24 hours from my current boss, and we had some email dialogue. I just thought, I'm on the other side of the world. I'm not going to invest too much into this. It's never going to happen. And then that was, I remember it was December 5th. And then around about 2 weeks later on a Sunday, I got a phone call from Frank, my old boss in Boston, on a Sunday saying that Yamada-san from Tokyo called me. Yamada-san is my current boss here at Nikken Sekkei. So I thought, oh, that's curious. So he must be interested, So then I again just was a little reluctant to like put too much effort into this. But then I thought, it's New Year's, and I know Japanese people are really into New Year's greetings. So I didn't tell you, but when I lived in California, I worked for an architecture firm that did relatively traditional Japanese architecture. So we had a traditional tea house on one of our sites. It was a massive, massive I think it was 35-acre site in Silicon Valley for one of the top executives. And so I had done a drawing of this traditional tea house in pencil, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make a note card and use that as my holiday card. I had a friend from Japan. She translated my words into Japanese, and I hand wrote it and sent it out. And then I got a response from Yamada-san just after New Year's, and I thought, I'm still probably, this is not going to lead to anything. And I went to my first advanced Spanish class that I was taking at Harvard, and I just thought, oh God, everyone is at such a much higher level than me. They're all like high school Spanish teachers. I just couldn't, I was just totally lost. And I didn't know what to do. I came home, opened up my email, and there was a job offer from Yamada-san. So
Wow,
within
that's amazing.
yeah, 2.5 months, I was on a plane for Tokyo.
And do you speak Japanese now?
I can say some things for sure. I can't say I'm fluent. Yeah,
How long have you been in
it's
Japan?
challenging for like, it's one of the most difficult languages, that and Korean, for English speakers. But yes, I can say a fair amount. Yeah.
How long have you been in Japan?
April 9th was 9 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's really amazing because I thought it was just going to be 1 to 3 years, and then I got hired permanently. So it keeps on rolling.
Tom, I guess we satisfied the curiosity of people that are watching. So now let's talk a little bit about ASAI. Can you give us more context about the association itself, the activities that you guys do? And then finally, can we talk also a little bit about the competition that you guys are running?
Yeah, absolutely. So I just want to stress that even though the name says American, it's now an international organization. So we have members from many, many countries, from Australia, Singapore, Serbia, Hungary, India, Indonesia, Russia, Switzerland, United Kingdom, Austria, many, many, many countries. So you can be a member. You don't have to be American. You can be from any country, and you can submit to our competition. The deadline is approaching May 1st, and you can be from any country. Like I said, it was founded in 1986. It was co-founded by my old boss, Frank Casatino. So the two main things that we do are the competition in the springtime, and then for all the winners, we create a catalog, very nice catalog that's printed, and we have a conference in the autumn by north of the equator standards. So the conference is sort of a combination of a learning opportunity. So we have a series of workshops and expert speakers, and then we have an exhibition of all the winners of our competition, and then we have lastly an award ceremony. So it all kind of builds up to this award ceremony.
When is the conference this year again?
It's October 1st through 3rd.
So it's basically 3 days.
3 days, yeah. We're last year, I think it was last 2 years, it's been 1 day and 1 evening, and we've extended it to 3 days. Yeah, we have a lot of great speakers, so we couldn't fit into just 1 day and 1 night. Yeah.
Where is it going to take place?
Yeah, so it's going to be all going to be in central Tokyo. The first day it's going to be it's called the Myonichi-kan. For any people familiar with central Tokyo, it's in the Ikebukuro neighborhood, and it's designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. I assume everyone knows Frank Lloyd Wright. That's the first day, October 1st. And we're going to, well, I'm not going to get into the speakers quite yet. So that's the first day. The second and third day, October 2nd and 3rd, it's going to be within my company, Nikken Sekkei offices. And then our award ceremony is in the Roppongi Ichome neighborhood, which is not too far from the Nikken Sekkei offices. And it's going to be it's called, goes by the name Sumitomo Kaikan. And it's going to be on the 42nd floor overlooking Tokyo Tower in the evening. So it'll be the Tokyo Tower is all lit up, and there's the Rainbow Bridge and the harbor and the city lights going on for infinity. So it's going to be a really special, glamorous award ceremony.
I think that for anyone who's into design, and especially people that do architecture, illustration, archivists as well, Tokyo is breathtaking and full of inspiration. Every corner, every street, every human walking in that city is inspiration, right? It's definitely crazy place.
Hub. It's definitely a design hub. And, especially if you're not familiar with Japanese style and how urban design, you kind of I'm sure anyone who it'll be new to, and anyone who hasn't seen it in a while, you just, everything inspires you, because you just look around and you see all these things that you just maybe have never seen before, because Japanese culture really is, in many ways, it's its own thing, because it was separated from the rest of the world for so long. It developed its own very distinct culture. I want to add one other thing, that the October 2nd and 3rd, the Nikken offices, it's going to be in the Takabashi neighborhood, and the Nikken offices are directly across the street from the gardens of the Tokyo Imperial Palace. So our offices overlook the Tokyo Imperial Palace grounds.
Now, one thing I like about the conference that you guys organize, at least the newest versions, because there was a pivotal change about 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago. You started to incorporate a lot of elements of business. You're bringing architects, you're bringing people that are not directly from the illustration segment, but people that use illustrations. So it has become this conference where people can actually go and meet potential clients.
Yes, and
is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely part of our conference, and really, it's part of our conference. We're trying to purposefully create networking opportunities, and we're also inviting students to participate and bring their portfolios. I'm trying to set this up with architecture and visualization firms, so students can bring their portfolio. They can have portfolio reviews with these visualization companies, which can hopefully lead to future employment, or just the normal critiques. Yeah, either way. Yeah. But we're trying to create this networking opportunities. We have not only they're more like workshops than speakers, but we have workshops, but we also have a dedicated social hour. In America, we call it happy hour. So we'll have lunch catered lunches. These are all opportunities really for networking.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, Fabio, do you have any plans in 1st of October?
I
I mean,
wish I think
I-
I know where I will be around that time, but this is really a missed opportunity because like I've been to Tokyo, I've been to Japan. It's an amazing place, and I do think that like I know that people put money away to go to conferences every single year, and I think, despite anything, not knowing about the content of the ASAI conference, just for the fact that it's in Tokyo, I would warmly recommend people just to go and see it.
I
Well, I
checked
just
the
Back
want
to
to
flights.
add
the
one thing
mind
about
blown.
that. You said people put money away to go to conferences. The yen is actually not very strong right now. So for many, many countries, this is really a good time to come because it's like compared to the euro and compared to the US dollar, it's like 1/3 off. Yeah. So it's a really good time to come. If you're ever going to come
Oh,
to Japan,
wow.
good time.
It is like I checked the
Wow.
flights, a minimum of 15 hours. I mean, yes, it is long, but it could be also a good time to switch off. Like just do nothing. I mean, doing nothing is also something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have many, because of course I bring my sketchbook. So I have many sketches of airports.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We would love to see them. Okay, perfect. Just one question about the competition. It's happening 1st of May. It means we still have 10 days or how many days? Still have, yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
almost 10 days.
Yeah, and let me
Um,
just say the competition deadline is 11:59 US Canada time, East Coast.
okay. Are there categories for the submissions or any architectural illustration?
Yeah, so let me just say professionals can submit and students can submit. And those two categories are separated.
Hmm.
Yeah. I also, just to backtrack, after our conference, it's kind of its own thing, but coincidentally, Japan has the World Expo. It just opened a few days, like a week ago, and it's going to extend into October, into the middle of October. So the plan is after our conference, anyone who wants to go, we can all meet down there, and I will play tour guide. So that's like a whole other thing that it's not really part of the conference, but Niken, my company, worked on the planning and also the design of several of the structures. So that's like a whole other added bonus to the conference. But you were asking about the categories. So I'll just explain the professional categories first. We have rendering section and observational section. In the rendering section, we have depictions of unbuilt architectural structures. And this year we have a theme, which is what we call artificial intelligence. So it's ART, artificial intelligence, and it's however you want to interpret that. You can use AI, or if you don't want to use AI, you don't have to. You can, use this opportunity to make a commentary on artificial intelligence. So either way, it's open to however you want to interpret that. And
So
then
it's
we
about
have,
the topic.
yeah. Mhm. Yeah, that's maybe about a third of our conference is gonna, our speakers will touch on or really go deep in terms of artificial intelligence and how that is affecting currently and in the future, how that's going to be affecting the architectural visualization industry.
Yeah. Tom, just a question. We have a question from the audience. So
Yeah.
Matthias said, what dates is the conference?
Yeah. So it's October 1st through 3rd.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tom, I
So
feel like you should work for Japan Tourism. You're selling it so well.
yeah. Well, my hands already. I'm pretty occupied with stuff. So maybe in my next life. Anyway, so in professional category, we also have observational section, which are depictions of existing architectural structures, and then our big prize is the Hugh Ferris Memorial Prize, which is essentially best in show. So whoever wins that prize, their architectural illustration will be on the cover of our ASAI catalog, which is a big deal. And we will use that image in a lot of our advertising for next year. And the artist's name will always be associated with that artwork. So it's really a great way to get your name out there in front of, key decision makers.
Actually, I want to reiterate that because as I told you in the very beginning, I know a lot of people that use competitions like this just to propel their career. And what ASAI does, the network of people that it's connected to ASAI, there is a lot of architecture firms that are looking for talent. They want to hire talent, and this is a very good way to expose your work and to put it in front of people that are actually looking for the skills that you can provide. And so, again, do that, enter this competition. I think it's a great opportunity. Tom, is there a cost associated to joining the competition?
Yeah, let me just say one thing so I can get this out there. So while people listen to me, they can go to our website, and you can also see on our homepage, we have a big image of the Hugh Ferris Memorial Prize winner with their name on it. So that's on the homepage. So if you win that, again, you're going to get your architectural visualization on the homepage of ASAI, which is a big deal. So our website address is www.asai.org. And then you can click on competition, or you can click on conference, or any of the other items in the menu. There is no fee to enter the competition if you're a student. You just have to register if you're a student. For professionals, there is a fee. You can join as an individual for, I think it's $190. Or you can, if you're part of a company, I don't remember if it's like above, I don't remember, it's like above 2 or 3 members in your company, then you're in the corporate membership category. It's and I don't remember, it's maybe $320. And with that comes you can submit one entry into our competition, and then if you want, you can add more. You can buy more submissions, maybe up to 10. It says on our website, but yeah. So we kept the price the same for the last few years. It hasn't gone up.
Tom, one more question.
Let me just add one thing.
Sorry.
This is not about ASAI making money. It's about, and in fact, virtually everyone is volunteer, except for our executive director, who only works part-time. So it's really just a way to promote the architectural visualization community and try to, get people noticed and increase the quality of architectural visualizations.
Tom, now you're the current president. You guys have a system, if I don't mistake, where the president is chosen every year or every given time. Can you explain a little bit how the system works?
Yeah. Every year, the vice president is voted on, and they participate in our board meetings, which are usually once every 2 weeks for about an hour and 15 minutes. And I think automatically once you become vice president, next year you become president. Then we have other board members. We have member at large, we have treasurer, and there's a few other board members. We have about 5 board members, and it's listed in the about section. If anyone's interested, we're looking for a member at large. Yeah, so it's sort of like first year vice president, and you're more or less observing the planning process. Then you become president, and when you're president, you get to choose where the conference is going to be located, typically wherever you are located, but not necessarily. Last year, the conference was in College Station, Texas, which is a college town north of Dallas, I believe, or north of Houston. But the president was actually in Atlanta, Georgia. But usually it's wherever the president is located.
Who was the president?
Last year was Jim Kessler. Yeah. And then the following year after your presidency, you are on the board, but you don't have that much responsibility. Yeah.
But this is, I think, a very cool way to sort of like refresh the program every single year, to, you know, throw new ideas into the pot, and to also give a different approach to the art direction of the event. I know how difficult it is to organize an event. I've done it for 12 years. So, you know, and the thing that you mentioned about the money, you know, I know how much money there is in making events. It's a lot of work for very little return. And I know that people that usually do work in this sphere and they orbit around the sphere, they do it because they have a cause and they really believe in that. And I think that aside the fact that, you know, they've been around for 39 years now, it is in the career.
Fabio, we lost you for a bit.
As I was saying, you know, there is a sandstorm today, so my internet is gonna go in and out. I apologize. I don't know how much you got out of this. Probably when you're gonna get the recording, it's gonna be cleaner. But, you know, basically what I wanted to make is the point about the money, because you mentioned it. I know that there is not a lot of money in organizing events, and I know that a lot of people that work and orbit around the sphere, they do it because they want to give back to the community. And so, you know, I just wanted to say props to you and your team for doing this.
Yeah, and also anyone listening to this, if you're interested in sponsoring us, shoot me an email, send it to me, and we can discuss, obviously. Or if your architecture firm or your architectural visualization firm wants to sponsor us, that would be very much appreciated. And you get your logo on our website, in our sponsorship packet, you can sponsor us a certain any amount, or you could sponsor a particular thing. Like if anyone is interested in sponsoring like our keynote speaker, Kazuyo Sejima of Sana, it could be like whatever, like the Fabio global company sponsored, or it could be like Sejima lecture sponsored by Fabio Global.
I really hope one day to have, you know, enough money to give you no headaches whatsoever, and to say, okay, this is a the budget that you need to organize the whole thing, because I love this kind of stuff, and I think, you know, the sense of community once you get to these events. I mean, you know, Anis was last year one of our speakers. He also helped us with supporting the event, and it's beautiful when you get together with all the people, the atmosphere. It's just an amazing thing. And again, like thinking of the settings in Tokyo, this will be freaking amazing.
Yeah. Let me just say, the exhibition, we can only have about 70 or 80 people. So it's first come, first serve. So hopefully, you know, if you're interested, you'll get tickets for the conference, and the awards dinner can fit, I think, 120 people in the space.
Tom, do you
how many people do you expect to have? Sorry, Anis.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get, I mean, I would like to get more, but I'm thinking maybe 120. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay. And so we've spoken about the categories for the entries. You mentioned the sponsorship. What are the categories for the sponsorship? You mentioned that you will get the name, the logo, and what else? For example, in D2, what Fabio was doing, they had some sort of, you could have sent books or flyers or some things. Is it similar? I don't really have a lot of information about sponsorship, but like, what is included?
Yeah. Let me just say, if our website is down, because I see someone.
It is down, yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's happening, but if the executive director in America is changing something,
okay,
at that moment it's down. So just come back. Okay. Sorry about that. She's probably working on it right now. You were asking about, what do sponsors get? Well, they can have a table at our conference, like during the check-in period, before Sejima-san's lecture, or at the check-in every morning, or at our networking happy hour. You could have a table and then put out whatever, like we're going to have a company, they're going to put out their books that they publish on architectural visualization. You could really virtually anything. I mean, if you want to put out the architecture firm's visualization, if you're trying to get employees, you know, it's a really good opportunity. It's really limitless, whatever you want. Yeah.
Tom, I would like to circle back a little bit to Japan, because, you know, you're mentioning quite a few things. So maybe it will be useful also for people to have a little bit of an idea what it's like to work in Japan, what is the architectural illustration, architectural visualization industry in Japan, so that perhaps people might see an opportunity, you know, also in a new country, in a new city.
Yeah, well, because of Japan's history, there's really a deep love of images, like almost more than any other country that I know of. And you can see it get transferred from ancient manuscripts or manuscripts from, you know, 1,000 years ago. You can see like their fascination with space and people, and then maybe people are aware of Hokusai and Hiroshiga. You can see how that same interest in space and people got incorporated in their woodblock prints, and then you can see it in Japanese modern anime and manga, which, if people don't know, it's like the comic book form. So I think Japan has this real deep love of imagery, um, and I also, I'm from America, which, we do have we have people that want to hold our traditions, but we also, it's very much, especially because I lived in California, it's, California and certain parts of America are very much into like what's new, what's next, the new trend. And Japan, like no other country that I've lived in, really tries to modernize, but also always retain the history and the tradition. Yeah. So it's really fascinating. Like we even do like, sometimes we'll do visualizations that, if it's a hotel in ancient Kyoto, it's obviously modern, but then it also, has maybe gold leaf or landscapes that look, or the cloud formations that are, harken back to traditional Japanese manuscripts. Yeah. But, it's also like any other modern country. So, we're trying to do modern things. A lot of, Nikken Seke, we have competitions. We're working against some of the biggest firms in the world for projects in Hong Kong, Saudi Arabia, Dubai. We have an office in Dubai. We have offices in Beijing, Shanghai, Bangkok, all these places. We have a lot of projects in India, Vietnam, et cetera, et cetera. So like, we have to compete and create architecture that is of those locations, not necessarily Japanese locations. And the architectural visualizations reflect the modern aesthetic of the proposed buildings.
And are there a lot of firms that do architecture visualization specifically, or is it more a phenomenon where we see companies integrating visualizers within their design sets, like, offer?
Well, I can really only speak for Nikken Seke. So Nikken has, a lot of architects use software to create visualizations, but they're really sort of more in the design process, or more, relatively rough to show clients. And then, maybe for competitions or for the sake of, getting the approvals from the local planning department, we might, the architecture team or urban design team or landscape architecture team or interior design team, they want something more finished, right? Because they have to win the competition or whatever, get the building, this, whatever, $40 million building, US dollar building built, so they're not going to do something, mediocre. So we have an illustration studio, and the illustration studio has two sides. It has the CG department and the hand-drawn department, and both departments have about 12, 13, 14 members. And then we have, in the hand-drawn section, we, at any given time, we have maybe 4 or 5 college students who work approximately 22 hours a week, because that's what the law allows. So we have both CG artists and hand-drawn artists. And as far as I know, there's only 2 architecture firms that have in-house hand-drawn architectural illustrators. It's us and Foster and Partners. I want to talk more about, because we kind of got a little sidetracked. We were talking about the categories for the professional. So I just want to finish that conversation and talk about the categories for students, and then maybe talk about the
Sure.
jury and then the speakers. Is that okay? Yeah. So I'm just going to run through this quickly because it's somewhat of a repeat of what I was talking about before. So in the professional category, like I said, we have the Hugh Ferris Memorial Prize. We have the best formal rendering, best informal rendering, which is basically like a sketch, best observational category. We have thematic award, like I said before, artificial intelligence. That's our theme this year. We have the juror award, which means each juror, we have 3 jurors for the professional category and 3 separate jurors for the student category. So in the professional category, each juror can select their favorite. Then we have awards of excellence, what we call awards of excellence. So any architectural visualization that the jury feels reaches a certain quality level or level of quality. And then we have the Members' Choice Award, obviously selected by ASAI members. And all those winners that I just listed get their artwork, their architectural visualization printed in our catalog, like I said before, and then exhibited in Tokyo.
Interesting.
And then, yeah. So I'm gonna talk about the student category. It's like I said, it's open to all full-time registered students. We have formal and informal categories. We have renderings of built, unbuilt, and imaginary work. And like I said, it's free for students. We have the Henry Sorensen Student Award, which is the most outstanding architectural visualization. We have, similar to the professional category, we have the Student Jurors Award, so each juror's favorite. And then we have the Students Awards of Distinction, which again will be exhibited in our exhibition and printed in our catalog. Our professional jurors are Bill Butler, who's a architect and partner at the prestigious Pelly Clark and Partners. I don't know if people know that firm outside of certain countries, but they're one of the most prestigious, largest firms in America, and they also have a satellite office in Tokyo. So they've done many buildings in Tokyo. I think they did the Petronas Towers in Kuala Lumpur. And for people who know Tokyo, they did, I think it's called Shin Marunouchi, which is a large office building directly across from Tokyo Station. And they designed the Tokyo American Club. And Bill Butler, our juror, was the head architect for the Tokyo American Club, which is a really beautiful building. Our next juror is Narinder Sagu, who is a senior partner and head of the communications department at Foster and Partners. So we're really happy to have Narinder. And then we have Sean Sensor, who's also a senior partner, and he's a senior partner at Softy Architects. If you don't know Softy Architects, they're the ones that designed Sands Hotel in Singapore, which is, probably physically the largest building in Singapore, I would think, and got a lot of notoriety when it was built. Still does. Yeah. And also Softy Architects, they do a lot of work in Singapore. I mean, really all over the world. But for people who know the Singapore airport, they're the ones who designed the shopping center mall inside the airport with the greenhouse and the waterfall. which is an amazing space. And then for the student jurors, we have Hera Kim out of Seoul, South Korea, and she is a creative director and AI designer, prompt engineer at Tinker Tailor. So you can go to her website and you can see some of her work. Super interesting visualizations using AI, both still images and video. Then we have Tomoyuki Tanaka, who's an architect, an architectural illustrator, and a professor at Waseda University here in Tokyo. And his drawings, typically of subway stations and train stations, were amazing. I really don't know how he does it. He's also going to be a speaker, so I look forward to seeing his workshop at our conference. And then we have Jane Greeley of Jane Greeley Associates. She's an architectural illustrator, and she is an ASAI President Emeritus, and she's out of Brisbane, Australia. So now I'm going to just talk a little bit more about our conference. Like I said, it's October 1st through 3rd in central Tokyo. Our keynote speaker is Kazuyo Sejima of Sana. Which is one of the best architecture firms in Japan. And she's going to speak on October 1st from almost definitely. It's going to be from 3 to 4:15 p.m. And she's a Pritzker Prize winner with her partner at Sana, and she's a 2025 RIBA Gold Medal winner. So she's not only going to speak about the work of Sana, but we're going to try to have her tailor her speaking subject. So it's also about architectural illustration, maybe how she selects architectural illustrators for their work, how they present their work, and how they interact with architectural visualizers. They designed the Hokusai Museum in Tokyo. And for people in America and anyone who really has been following Sana's work, they designed Grace Farms in New Canaan, Connecticut, about an hour northeast of New York City. I've been there. It's an amazing space. I've also obviously been to the Hokusai Museum here in Tokyo. It's really cool. Our next speaker will be most likely...
Sorry, I hate to interrupt you.
Yeah.
It's just that we're about to run out of time because we only have like 8 minutes.
No.
People say that the website is down. I wanted to ask you a quick question. Is it just something that is happening today, or are you guys redesigning the site?
Yeah, okay. So like our creative director is just she's probably changing something. I asked her to update some things. So unfortunately she's probably doing it right now. I didn't realize that. Yeah. But you can always come back. So the next speaker we have Arturo Tedeschi
from
Milan, Italy.
Sorry. I really hate to interrupt you. It's just because, we have a super tight schedule and I don't want any information to be left out. If there are 3 things that people should not miss about the next conference, can you list them for me so that we can give a little last kick before we have to shut down the live, so that we can convince more people to come to the conference this 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of October?
Yeah, well, I really want to say that Squint Opera is going to be one of our speakers, and they're really significant. And unfortunately, I can't say, but I've been talking and I have very positive things from 3 other very prestigious architecture firms out of Hungary, and I'm not going to say who they are, but out of Hungary and London. and 2 firms out of London. So yeah, we have Squint Opera, who's probably will be one of our biggest draws, for sure. She's going to speak on October 3rd. Yeah. Yep. We also have someone, George Hull, out of the who's a he's a art director for futuristic movies, and he's going to draw in front of the audience at the conference, and he's going to show us his Photoshop skills. But he's worked on Dune, Blade Runner 2049. He's really amazing. So his theme is he's not just a hand, but he imagines the unbuilt and how he transfers what's in his head, what he imagines, and gets it down onto paper. Yeah,
Tom,
so he's definitely a really big attraction.
Tom, you know, we are very familiar with the way people interact online these days. A lot of people will want to get in touch with you directly. Is LinkedIn a good place to find you, or what is the channels that you like the most?
Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn is great. Yeah, LinkedIn is great. There's also obviously our website in the About section. It doesn't have my email. So really, LinkedIn is good. Instagram, you can go to my Instagram page and send me a message there. Yeah.
Also, the ASAI, it's very active on Instagram. You guys post a lot of stuff there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, this is also a very good place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anis, we're strapped for time. I have to jump into another meeting just after
Oh,
this
good.
call.
I mean, really, thank you, Fabio, for running this, and thanks, Tom, for sharing all the information. It's very interesting. I have never really considered Japan as a destination, to be honest.
But now you do.
I started to think about it. Oh, okay, 15 hours. But yeah, I mean, it could be something for October. I really appreciate your time, Tom, to share all of this with the audience. I will get the link for the ASAI website. I will have it in the description in case anyone would like to contact Tom or get in direct communication with him. You can add him on LinkedIn or send him a message on Instagram.
Yeah.
Tom, do you have any last word for the audience?
Yeah, if anyone wants to reach out, send an email. If you, I can send you, like if you're part of a school, if you, I can send you posters that you can make an announcement, a brief description, written description. I can send that to you. Yeah, feel free to, if you have any questions, if you want to come to the conference, I can send you. I already have a written description. It's, quite lengthy, of suggested places to go in Tokyo, suggested places in Kyoto. Maybe people don't know of the ancient city of Nara, which is really significant, amazing.
So beautiful with all the deers.
Yeah. And beginning of October is a good time to be in Japan, for sure.
Perfect. Amazing. Thank you very much. And thanks for the audience for watching and asking the questions. We have Matthias. He already sent you a connection request. He said that.
Great.
Fabio, do you have any last word? Then we are going to close the show.
I don't know. Maybe see you in Japan in October.
I would love that.
Amazing. Thank you, everyone. See you in the next live stream.
Guys, thanks a lot for watching. Tom, again, thanks a lot for giving us your time for
stay
this.
on the call after we finish.
Yeah, don't leave.
We are going just to shut the live down, but please stay on.
Yeah. Okay.
Goodbye,
Thank
everyone.
you, everyone. May 1st is our competition deadline.
October 1st is the conference.
Yeah.